Hello everyone, and thank you once again and welcome to this video. This lesson 3 of our journey so far, and today we'll be looking at formatting a data. Now the outline for this lesson will be data entry, text alignment, applying bold, italize or underline to a data or to a data set, as well as changing the font sizes, font style and font color of a data. Okay, so without wasting much time, we'll dive directly to the first part of the lesson. So we're looking at data entry. Now here you just be looking at if we have a data set and we have to come to Excel and enter those data sets in Excel, or let's say record that data set in Excel. So in data analysis, or when it comes to data analysis, we will term that stuff as, let's say, coding, right? So coding your questionnaire or your data into Excel, right? Now, so here what we're doing is we're creating a new sheet where we can practice the data entry. So you can also do the entry form. Now with the entry form, this is something that we'll be looking at in subsequent lessons, where we will create a form for the data entry. Alright, so when we get there, we'll look at that one also. So let's go ahead and create a new sheet. So as we already know, Shift F11. So Shift F11 gives us a new sheet. So let me name that one data entry. Alright, now we are going to enter data for, let's say, students. So I have the students. So my heading is, let's say, student records, student records or employee records, whatever you want. You can just input it over there. So you want to capture the student ID. So the student ID. Then to move to the next, so you can just hit tab, then it takes us to the next cell on our right. So we capture the student's first name, and next one will be, let's say, other names, then maybe the level. Then we can also choose, or we can also enter their, let's say, their hall of residence. Alright, so don't mind my spacing. Alright, now we can go ahead and compute this record. So let's say the first student is, the ID is 001. 001. Alright, so I'm bringing the apostrophe for Excel to capture it as a text, not a number, otherwise our 00 won't appear. So the first name is, say, Emmanuel, the other name Ajiman. Maybe the person is in level 300, the hall of residence, maybe let's say the person is in UCC, so the person is in Casford. Then our next student is index student ID 002. Maybe that one is, let's say, the first name is Osborne, then the other name Bochi. Maybe I'm in level 600, so let's say master's level. Then my hall of residence, maybe I'm in KNH, Kwame Nkrumah Hall, right? So just like that, you can go ahead and enter the student record in Excel. Maybe we are trying to keep a database of all students. Now, better still, as we go ahead in our lessons, we learn how to use forms to capture this data very fast and quick, so that anytime you complete our form, you just hit save and our records will be entered in Excel for us. Okay, so we move on to text alignment. And with this text alignment, we have a data here that we'll be using. So we have the data here, so I'll leave a link in this video so that you can go to the link to download these data sets for practice sake. All right, now we have an inventory inventory management system. So that's what the data captures. So we capture the persons, the code, the store, the country, the region, date. We have the items, the salesperson, list, actual price, and as well as discounts given. Right now, you can see that the the JE code, right? The JE code, the text or the data in the cells are aligned left, right? They are aligned left. Now, if we want to make them align right, we just go to our home, then we come here, right, to the ribbon. You can see this over here. So alignment, we have top align, middle align, bottom align, we have align left, align center, right center, then we have align right. So let's say with this one, I want to align them to the right. So we come to align right and we hit on them. Alright, you can see it over there. And also, sorry, you can see that the inventory management system is gone. So what we can do, so that one is entered into only cell B2. However, it has overlapped over other cells, right? Alright, so let me undo this and copy the inventory system and bring it to a different cell. Let me delete this old one. Alright, now I can align the JE code to the right. Alright, now when it comes to, let's say, the region also, if I want them to be aligned center, I'll just select the column where they are and I'll just hit center. Right, now for the last price, actual price, and discount, we can see them that they are all aligned to the right. So if I want to align them to the left, I'll just select them, come here and hit the align left. Alright, so that's how we go about it. Also the text alignment or data alignment. Now the next one you'll be looking at will be applying some basic formatting to the data, where we can go ahead and bold, italize, and underline our entries, right, or our data. Now here, back to our data, you can see that the inventory management system is bolding. Right, it's bold, as you can see it over here. So with that one also, what we can do is we locate the cell where that data is entered, right? So here the inventory management system is entered in cell F1. Now to see that also, you can see column F row 1, right? Or better, so let me show my formula bar, so that when it comes to, sorry, when you come here, the name box, right, you can see F1 over here, F1 over here, and you can also see the inventory management system written boldly in the formula bar. Now if you want to bolden, it's already bolden, right? So let's say if it wasn't bolden and you want to bolden it, you just like we know in Microsoft Word, Control B to make it bold. Now if you want to underline it, also Control U to underline. Right, now we can see that with this data set we have headings, right? Headings for the various columns that we've entered the data. So you can see here we have JE code as the heading, we have store here as the headings. So if you want to make the heading more visible, so formatting are applied to the data to make certain parts of the data very visible. For example, when you see the data like this, assume that you can see that everything is together. However, some of them are headings while others are just the records. So you can go ahead, select the heading, right, and bolden it, right, to make it stand out. And immediately we see the data, you can see that, oh, okay, so there are headings here. Right, now to also change or increase the font size, also we can select what we want, come to our home, then here we can also see, so under font, so you can see font over here under font. That's where we can locate our bold, that's Control B, just like we said, our italic, which is Control I, underline, which is Control U. Then we have the font. Okay, the font which will come back to that one later. So now we want to increase the font, so you can see this over here. All right, so you can see a capital A sign and an arrow to the top here. All right, and that's what we use to increase the font sizes. Better still, we have the font sizes. So currently you can see that the font style is Calibri and we are using font size 11. So you can just hit on the arrow here, you get a drop down list of various font size, then we can just go through and choose the one that fits or that's is perfect for what we are doing. So let me choose 12. I think 12 is okay. Okay, now if we want to also reduce it, we can hit the arrow key, or better still, we can type. So for example, I want to reduce it to 10, so I can type 10 here and hit enter, and it will be done for me. Better still, I can just come here with this A and the arrow pointing down, just click on it to reduce the font size, and also click on the one with the arrow pointing upwards to increase the font size. All right. Now if I want to change the font style also, I can do the same thing. I can select, so let me use the inventory management system. I can select the inventory management system, then I come up here to font, right? Font, I can see Calibri over here, so that's where I can pick a new font for the text, right? So I can hit font, and maybe I want to change it to, let's say, area, right? So you can scroll through and choose the one that you like. Area is here. I can select area, or better still, if you know the kind of font you want, there is no need how do you call it, scrolling through all the fonts that are provided. You can just highlight the font style in this box and you can type. So for example, I want Times New Roman. I know there is a font called Times New Roman, so I can just type so Times, and you can see that Excel autocomplete, so there is autocomplete over there, so I can see Times New Roman over. Although you haven't finished typing everything, then you just hit enter. Okay, now we also move on to changing, let's say, the font colors, or let's say even the cell colors or a column color. Now I think in the previous video you've seen me do those stuff, so this video is just showing us or giving us a brief overview of how it's done. So all the colors, the font color and the text color, or let's say the cell colors, can also be located under the fonts, right, on the ribbon. So for example, if I want to highlight, or if I want to change the colors of the heading, so the font colors of the heading, I'll select the headings, right, and I come to under the font, I'll see font color over here, so I can hit on the arrow next to it and I can choose the color that I want. Now if the color I want isn't here, I can go to more colors, right, and I can customize the color, right, or better still, there are standard colors over here that I can choose from. So maybe I want to change it to something red. All right, so I can see the current is black, the new is some, let me call it red, and hit OK. So you can see that the headings, the font colors of the heading have been changed to red. Right, now let's assume this entry made on the second, so that's the first entry, the 2nd of January 2014, right? I want to highlight them so that anytime I see the data, I can locate it very easily. So with that one also, I select the whole entry, right, and I come to my font. So you can see fill color. So with this one, you fill the cells with that specific color. So let's say I want to fill it with yellow, so that anytime immediately I open my data, I can see that, oh, okay, there's an entry that I'm looking for. Or better still, let's say if there are some entries that maybe the person hasn't the person has put in the order alright, but maybe the person hasn't come for the product or something, so you just want to make it stand out so that anytime you want to locate it, very easy. So for example, let me store one of our store in Dubai is Dubai. So let's say with that one also, I want to highlight that one and give it a specific color. I'll just highlight the whole entry. Now to highlight the entry also, you can use shift and arrow key to highlight, just like I'm doing. Or better still, you can just select the first cell of the entry, so the first cell of that row where the entry is entered. You hold Control Shift and arrow key to your right to select every entry. Then you can come to the color and choose a different color. So let's say this time I want to choose green. Alright, and that's how we go about it, changing the font style, the font color, and also the font sizes. Right. So I would like to thank you very much for watching this video.